I'm Don.
I'm Royce.
We're the Blue Collar Boys.
Welcome to the American Workforce Podcast.
Let's get into it. All right, hello everybody. We are back in the break room studios.
Yeah, and we are going to recap and add to a little bit from our last session about American Axle, Dodge Corp strike.
Yeah, however you want to word that.
Yeah. They have reached an agreement with UAW.
Tentative
Agreement.
Tentative. So, what did they agree on?
They agreed on $30 an hour by 2030. So they're not gonna dump a pile of cash on their lap. They're gonna trickle it in over a series of 4 years.
The only way, although one of the conditions, the only way you're going to get big dollars is if you are hired before May 31st of 2012, you'll get an immediate $8 an hour raise.
Oh man, I'd like an $8 an hour raise.
Yeah, I'd take $8. That's I wouldn't look a gift $8 an hour in the mouth.
No, not at all.
No health care cost increase. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That can equate to a lot of money.
Yeah, well, you get a raise and have it taken away by health care. That's happened to a lot of Americans.
Yeah. I've been pretty lucky in that aspect of it. I mean, does it cut in a little bit? Yeah, it does. It's gonna for everybody, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're gonna get away from that. But be that as it may, you got to have health insurance, so it doesn't cut in too bad for us. So I've been pretty lucky in that aspect of it. I know some people it's pretty costly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard some tales.
Yeah, well, I'm sure if we any of you guys got any of this any tales for us, if you're watching the YouTube version, leave us a comment.
Yeah, leave us a comment. Tell us your horror stories with paying for insurance, out of pocket,
HMOs
versus PPO,
all that stuff. We wanna know about it so we can bring it to light.
Yep.
What else happened with the deal?
They've got more paydays off. They got Martin Luther King Jr. Day off, Veterans Day off, and 9 more hours of PTO.
Now that's
days.
9 more PTO days, yeah.
PTO days, I'm sorry.
That's a huge one. And I guess I don't know what they were getting beforehand. Maybe that's a big increase. Maybe that just brings it to normal. That I don't know.
Yeah, so that's...
Martin Luther King Day is a rarity in the North, unless you work for a bank or the post office. We had it off when we were in college.
Yeah.
But that was in the South.
Yeah, that's...
You get Martin Luther King Day off?
I do not.
Yeah, we don't either.
I wouldn't mind it. But...
yeah. Once again, I wouldn't take a free PTO, free PTO day in the mouth, but...
Yeah, and where I stand and all that, I was 100% behind that guy, so...
Yeah.
Give me a day off.
Yeah. Veterans Day, that's... As much as I hate to say it, I think having Veterans Day off is a rarity all the way around.
I do get Veterans Day off.
Do you?
In my contract, I do.
Yeah, that's a good one, especially if you're a veteran, of course. But I feel that one is one that's kind of overlooked a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing is there's not many workplaces out there that doesn't have at least one veteran in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I've got a couple. That are in my department. So.
And it works out for me. It gives me a day off in November to quick get everything prepped up for deer season. So.
Which is that's everybody's first Christmas here in the Great White North.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to touch on with their pay, because some people might think that $30 an hour sounds like a lot. You have to remember, back in 2008, they were making $29 an hour. Now, if you adjust that for inflation, that's $46.04 in 2026 money.
Yeah, that's...
And they were cut to $14.50 an hour, which is the same as $23.02 in 2026 money.
Well, it's definitely overdue.
Yeah, no, and I kind of get the feeling that we're maybe throwing American Axle under the bus a little bit here, because it seems like everything's been one-sided. It seems like it's the union and the workers are the ones doing all the talking when I can't find anything online from anybody at American Axle. Maybe that was by design. Maybe they were in a situation like, hey, we're in active union contract talks, so we don't want to talk to the media kind of thing. Maybe it was by design. I don't know that, but it just seems like we're throwing American Axle under the bus, but they haven't been saying anything, so I don't know what maybe they're guilty as all get out too. I don't know.
I know. Maybe it's easier just to not say anything to avoid incriminating yourself. If there's any like upper management and the corporate side of Dodge Corp that's listening to this, we'd love to see a comment from you guys as well.
Yeah, let us know what your guys' take on it is, because I feel like we're throwing them under the bus. I don't want to do that, but that's what it sounds like. And it's all just from the fact that I can't find anything where they've come out with any kind of... Anytime they make a statement, all they say is we're in active talks. I would like to know their side.
They're keeping it private to themselves. In my line of work, with government and all that, they can only keep so much secret. But what their tactic is they'll just keep it hush hush from the crew until they're ready to make a maneuver. So
I hope it.
I'm gonna try and bring this up if I can.
I hope everything. I hope everything works out for them. I'm glad that. I'm glad that it looks like the end is in sight for this. It doesn't look like it affected the GM plants anywhere. There's the one in Missouri in the truck plant in Flint. It doesn't look like they're going to see any negative repercussions on the GM side of it.
I was curious about that. Is GM going to see a slight slowdown and pick back up again?
They might, but maybe it's not enough to really impact anything.
Just a little speed bump.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't find anything. The only thing I found coming from the GM side when I've done my research is it's business as usual. So I'm assuming that everything is good on the GM side.
Perfect.
So that's good, because I didn't want to see a negative effect from union workers from not at American Axle, because that trickles down. American Axle strikes, or the workers of American Axle strike, right? Yeah. So that product's no longer being made. So now GM is affected. Well, if American Axle can't supply the truck lines, we're no longer building trucks. We don't need those workers, so now those workers are laid off. You see what I'm saying? It's a trickle-down effect.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't look like it went that far, so I'm glad that it got solved before. And you got to remember they had, contract employees in there?
Yeah.
To kind of take up the slack a little bit.
Yeah, they're paying dearly for that.
Well, I mean, I'm glad it sounds like the end is in sight.
That's good. So, I guess we have that topic wrapped up. We want to thank you all for listening to that. We're going to start into a new topic here. To finish this session out, we want to talk a little bit more about hours of work for each type of employee, like 5/8s, 4/10s, 3/12s.
Well, you had in our last episode, you had touched on that just briefly. You had mentioned work-life balance.
Oh yeah,
and I think these hours of work kind of ties into that a little bit. I'm a. I guess technically I'm a 5'8" guy. When you take into account my commute and the fact that I get there early every day to get things opened up, I'm pushing.
Oh yeah.
I'm pushing a 12-hour day.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you actually work both. In the wintertime, you do.
I do. In the wintertime, we are on 5/8, and because with the municipality and our weather, we get it's just not very conductive for them to put us on 410s because we get a snowstorm on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's going to be all overtime for them. That I mean, it'd be great for us, but
Right.
but they would normally do. I mean, we get it extended too. So what we'll do is generally last weekend in April we'll start back up on 410s and we'll make it through all the summer, get it extended out a little bit further to like beginning of October.
What do you prefer?
I prefer going back and forth.
Oh, really?
Yep. I prefer doing both. In the wintertime, my biggest complaint in the winter is lack of daylight. I can handle the cold, the snowing, the horrible drive to work. That's okay.
Horrible drive home from work.
Horrible drive home from work. Lack of daylight is my biggest complaint because that's...
Go to work in the dark, come home in the dark.
Exactly. I like to get home and make sure the headlight on my snowblower is working so I get the driveway cleaned up.
Yeah,
So 8s is nice because I am able to come home a little early and get things done right before it gets down dark. In the summertime, that's when I love my 410s because like today's a Friday. I had 2 different side jobs I did. And so
made a little extra money.
Made a little extra money. And when I say work-life balance, the life part is just more work.
Well, but here's the deal. You can do stuff, and some people might classify it as work, but it's not necessarily work. It's work, but it's not your normal work, so it doesn't count. I mean, when I'm out here, when I'm out in my shop on a Saturday and I'm twisting wrenches on some guy's old tractor trying to make it run, there's a lot of people that might consider that work. It's
your therapy.
That's my time in the shop when I got my radio on, and so don't go around classifying a bunch of stuff as work when it's technically, I mean, I guess if you look at it through a certain set of eyes, maybe it is work, but it's not work to us.
So we'll touch back a little bit on the 5/8s and then get a little bit deeper into the 410s. And we'll try to finish up these 5/8s. So, one of the benefits of 5/8s is when you take a day off, you're taking an 8-hour day off instead of a 10-hour day. So it's not cutting into your PTO or vacation time or whatever kind of time you have to take off. It is a lot easier to balance stuff at home. You'll have an extra hour when you get home to get stuff done, make dinner, mow the lawn, a few little household projects, and then you still have time to shower up and unwind before bed. Have
a glass of whatever it is you have a glass of.
Yeah.
Whatever your preferred drink is. So like I said, I'm a 5-day-a-week guy. I would prefer 410s. I don't want to say it's impractical in my line of work, but it would take a little jockeying around to be able to make it work. You could do it. It's not impossible. It could be done.
Well, here's the thing on 410s, and that's why a lot of companies will do 410s, is you will technically get more done. So take your average day and cut a half hour off from each end of it. You have all your prep time in the morning, and all your time to, we say, check stuff out, make sure everything's ready to go for the next day. Well, that's mainly the morning stuff, but like the people that work there, they'll check out their equipment in the morning and in the evening, and do all their paperwork in the end of the day. So when you do that an 8-hour day, you turn the 8 into a 7-hour day. You do it a 10, you turn a 10 to a 9. So you're technically getting a lot more done.
Yeah, so how many times have you been at work when you're working on 8s and you have not started a project because it was too close to go home time?
Oh, that happens all the time.
And see, that happens to me. So you'll come in the morning and you'll do your morning stuff, and you'll get the the gang rolling, and you'll start your day with your projects, whatever, reporting or whatever it is you do, right? And then when you get to the afternoon and you're about ready to start another project, and you look at the clock, or you look at your watch, or you look at your phone, or whatever, and it's getting pretty close to being the end of the day, you're like, I'm just going to get this project started, and then it's going to be half done, and I'm going to leave. So you push it back and maybe do something else that you can finish right quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and normally I'll do that. If it's getting pretty close, because generally the last 45 minutes to a half hour of the day, what we'll do is, in the shop where I work, we're in charge of buildings and grounds. So we're responsible for shutting that place down. We got to make sure doors are locked, air compressors off, torches are shut off, lights are out. Check the other buildings out in the parking lot that are still there. Make sure they're locked up. All of our vehicles have battery switches on them. We got to make sure that nobody left a battery switch on. So we've got a pile of different checks we need to go through at the end of the day. So, and then we need to enter our time card at the end of the day. And, depending on how many things I've done is going to also depend on how much time it's going to take me to enter my time card.
Well, and I guess looking at it from a, jumping back to, 410s a little bit, when you look at 410s in the wintertime, and I get what you're saying, in your line of work, 410s in the wintertime is not really an ideal situation. But when you look at it from my point of view, the day's already shot anyway. Because I'm already looking at a 12-hour day. So in the wintertime, I go home or I leave in the dark and I come home in the dark.
Oh, man.
You can't get nothing done anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well work the 10 than have the Friday off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, so, for instance, even though we're on 8s, we had a big snowstorm in March.
Yeah, it was a big one.
And I seen some 14, 15-hour days. So I come home. I can't even get in my driveway, so I got to walk up my driveway and fire up my snowblower and clean up my driveway. Well, before that storm, my snowboard, it quit on me. lack of better terms. Yeah. So luckily, I was able to borrow my dad's tractor for a few days. But I came home and just the amount of snow I had to clear, it took a long time. And I pretty much walked through the door, hop to the shower, hop in bed. Well, it's kind of tough without that little bit of downtime to unwind before bed, because then you just then you're laying there and your brain's playing replay of the day and hitting all the highlights.
Yeah, no, I get it. I always have to have my even if I end watching TV, when I go up to actually get in bed, I will usually take 5 or 10 minutes to do whatever it is, look at your phone, watch a short YouTube video, that short little 10-minute before you shut the light off and actually go to bed.
Oh yeah, that
little wind down.
That little low impact interaction with electronic device or your other half.
In the wintertime, I actually I've been getting back into reading some of my Dragonlance novels. So
oh yeah, reading a book is also another good thing to do to unwind.
I'll read 10 minutes and just to shut the brain down.
But
overall, if you had to choose, if the road commission said, look, we're not going to switch back and forth, you either work 5/8 or 4/10, you pick one, that's what we're doing all year round, which one would you take?
I'd probably pick the 4/10s, because I'd be making more money in overtime in the winter and be having the time off, having that 3-day weekend. It sure is nice.
I probably can't talk my upper management into it. I would like to give it a whirl. We'd have to, like I said, it could be done. And I think pretty much all of the people I work with are on board with it, because they all want the 3 days as well.
So another aspect we want to talk about, and something neither one of us has any experience in. Don, you want to tell us what that one is?
3/12s.
3/12s. That's
anybody out there working 3/12s? Hit us up.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, yay, nay. What do you say?
We can only project from an outsider's perspective on this, because we the only ones I know that work 3/12s up here where we were at are in the medical field. That is pretty common.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan. I don't know as if I would do 3/12. Now there may be some of you out there that like it, and that's cool and all. I don't think I could do it.
It'd be tough, especially in the medical field, because your schedule's all over the place. It's not you don't work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you get 4 days off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all over the place.
Yeah, you got Saturdays, Sundays,
holidays.
If you're on a night shift. And I understand it makes easy for scheduling. That's probably one of the best parts of it, is it's easy for somebody doing the scheduling to split your day in 2 instead of trying to split it into 3.
Another thing too, not to go backwards, but another thing too, you just brought up about, we've been talking about scheduling in the medical field. That's another thing about 4/10s too that can make it a little complicated. You got a doctor's or dentist appointment or something like that, you're basically, unless you're going to take time off, you're basically going to have to do that on a Friday.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff I'll try and schedule for Friday.
Try and get a dentist appointment up here on a Friday.
I gotta get my dogs at the vet. I called them up and said, hey, you got anything on a Friday? And even if it's out a couple weeks, I'm like, it's fine by me. My dogs aren't dying.
Yeah. Just got to get them in
just get them check up and whatnot. So it's just
whatever,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it works out great.
Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind if you're if you're looking to make a change, if you're looking to go from, from 5/8 to 4/10s, or maybe your company is, or wherever it is you work, that's one thing you got to keep in mind is, that haircut and, chiropractor appointment or anything, there is no more, well, I'll just slip in on my way home from work. That's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing that on your extra day off.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's going to cut into that day off.
Yeah, so your time management is
just as important.
Just as important, yeah.
Anything else to add, Roy?
I think we've got this wrapped up, folks.
Yeah. Once again, we want to hear from you. Did we screw something up? Do we have some of our facts, figures wrong?
Yeah, if our facts are wrong, please, by all means.
Yep. We're, like I say, we're not out there to spread misinformation. We're just there to give you our opinion on things. So, yeah. Questions, comments, concern, hit us up. Let us know. We'd be more than happy to hear from you. If there's a topic you want to hear discussed.
Oh, absolutely.
We're open to ideas. We're just trying to, this being our second episode, we're trying to fledge this thing out.
Yeah, and right now we're just getting advice from family, friends, and hopefully in the near future, comments.
Yeah. We would like to, when things get up and rolling, we want to start having guests.
Yep, we'll start having guests on expert situations that we're not...
we don't know crap about.
We don't know anything about.
So, we appreciate you taking the time to join us.
And keep working, America.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the next episode.